Welcome to the Spotlight Mic, where we go beyond the headlines and into the heartbeat of the nation. I'm Edidion Gudofort. You can call me Eddie, a media host, communicator, and a firm believer in the power of voices, youths, and well-placed questions. Some of you may know me from the radio, from Youth Spotlight on 91.3 FM Abuja, where we've hosted policy shapers, innovators, and young changemakers. But here on this podcast, we go deeper, freer, sharper. This is the Spotlight Unplugged. You're welcome to the Spotlight Mic. Okay, we're living in a time, defining times. The news cycle in Nigeria alone is overwhelming. Benue, Plateau, Southern Kaduna, communities under attack, families displaced. We saw the president visit Benue, but he didn't actually visit the displaced persons or camps. Did he look into the eyes of those grieving, rebuilding from ashes? That is a question we should be asking. At the same time, the National Assembly debates bills that sounds good on paper, but lack soul in delivery. We keep asking, where's the outrage, the strategy, the representation? More importantly, where are the youths in these conversations? This is where this podcast comes in. It's enough to react. We must interpret, challenge, and build. Let's talk truth. Nigeria has over 70% of its population under the age of 35. That means that youths are not just a demographic. We are a constituency. But our representation in politics, policy making, and even advocacy is disturbingly low. We saw a bill passed recently to increase electricity tariffs, again, without a youth-led cost of living strategy in place. Meanwhile, on the other end, the climate crisis creeps closer. Floods in parts of Lagos, droughts in Sokoto, yet no solid environmental education in public schools. Insecurity is becoming normalized. Rural communities are vanishing. These things are becoming very scary. Unfortunately, this is the reality that we are facing today in Nigeria. And now there's a growing fear, very real fear of one-party dominance, with opposition parties weakened, and many citizens losing trust in the electoral system. Yeah. I know we're going to talk about the coalition and all that, but is it becoming a reality really? Who is going to be the flag bearer? Who are those who are contesting under this platform? These are so many debates. These are so many questions. These are raising so many eyebrows. But at the end of the day, the ruling party, they're dominating. Even with the coalition, a lot of people are still migrating to the ruling party. That puts a lot of fear in our democracy, in a democratic system, and it's disturbing. Honestly speaking, it is disturbing. And we're seeing also young people getting quieter. Not because we don't care, but because we are tired. Honestly speaking, if you ask a young Nigerian today, what's up, what's happening, we are tired. Young Nigerians are tired. Tired of empty reforms. Tired of performative leaderships. I had a show on the other time on the radio station, and there was this statement: our politicians have become celebrities. It's all about Instagram. It's all about dressing well and just presenting themselves out there. Young people are tired. We are tired of performative leadership. But silence isn't an option, people. If you don't shape the narrative, truly, it gets shaped for you. I remember one day on Youth Spotlight, a young caller said, "We don't need to be in government to make a difference. We just need to stop giving up." I repeat, we don't need to be in government to make a difference. We just need to stop giving up. Man, that moment changed how I saw the mic. This mic I'm using today, it wasn't just a tool anymore, it was a platform. It became a stage. And this podcast is a continuation of that call. To speak, think, and act. So if you're listening to this from your car, your home, your rooms, your workplaces, know this. Your voice matters, but it must be sharpened. It must be informed. It must be fearless. This year alone, we've seen young Nigerians lead petitions against sexual abuse on campus, initiate tech-driven mental health solutions, and drive agricultural innovations in rural areas. Have an opportunity to see, even on the spiritual aspect, young people trying to lead the church in terms of lay people being part of theology in Africa and Nigeria. These are young people taking a stand. These are young people becoming loud and becoming active. You can be one of them. We can make a difference. The question is, how do we sustain the momentum? That's why the spotlight Mike will explore, youth in governance beyond elections, business of policy simplified, education reforms, climate conversations, social movements, and of course the stories the media often ignores. We'll host guests, feature your voices, and engage you with everyday issues in ways that don't just trend but transform. Thank you for plugging in. This is more than a podcast. It's a space for youth voices, for clarity, for courage. Share this episode, subscribe, and let me know. What issue do you want to put under the spotlight next? You can connect with me on my Instagram page at edip_polo or on LinkedIn, Edidiongu. That's my name. Episodes drop weekly. Let's grow this together. And remember, we are not the leaders of tomorrow. We are the voices shaping today. Catch you on the next episode. God bless you.